So I recently came across a YouTube video which talked about how to become best at what you do, and I found it quite useful and interesting. And so today I'll go deeper into it. And so firstly, I want to talk about the difference between talent and hard work and what is more important. And you might think that there's probably so many people in the world who are very successful, but they don't put in that much effort, and they don't really have to work that hard because they're really good at what they do. However, there's been studies that conducted which show that you actually have to work hard and you have to actually commit to whatever you do to actually succeed in the first place. And so that was, in the university, basically students were asked how much they practiced, and it turned out that those who were actually and it turned out that those who were very good practiced about 10,000 hours in total, on average, and those who were just practiced about 4,000 hours. And it sort of shows how the people who are considered very good practice so much more, up to 2.5 times the amount of time than the people who were just average. I remember reading a book as well which talked about how becoming an expert in something requires putting in 10,000 hours. And so it sort of shows, you have to really put in some effort to become good at something. And there were also other studies that were conducted. And so basically the overall conclusion was that they couldn't find anyone who sort of floated effortlessly to the top while you're not practicing as much, while they also couldn't find people who worked extremely hard but also was just average or was near the bottom. And so basically, what it means is that even if you're not so very talented in something, but you sort of enjoy it, then sort of the only thing that matters is your own hard work. And even if you're not innately talented, what matters is the hours you put in. And so it sort of shows how everything is in your control, and even though you might think you're not good at something, if you work hard to do it, you will be able to do well. I actually had a friend, and he's called Mark, and basically, I remember at the start of I think last year, we had exams, and he did not do that well. And I mean, a lot of people thought he wasn't a very smart person. However, this like exam term, he sort of did really well, and he actually got, I think, top 30th or something in our year, which is pretty good because there's about 300 people. And so it was actually really impressive to see him, I guess, go from not being that smart to really getting good grades because of the effort he put in. And basically, now I need to talk about how to actually put in those hours. And so one of the main reasons that stops people from actually working hard is because of their self-limiting beliefs. And so that might be saying that, I'll never become good enough, and so there's not really any point in trying. So say for example, you, like Mark, got really bad test scores. If you had self-limiting beliefs, you would just say that because of those bad test scores, you could never improve, and you were stuck with those forever, so you should stop trying. However, like Mark, with a growth mindset, he was able to sort of work harder, and he was eventually able to improve his grades. Next is also bad habits, and so there are existing bad habits that sort of prevent you from working hard, maybe like playing games or waking up late. And so sort of try and fix that, and sort of create new habits that will sort of align with your goals. And finally, just try and get used to uncomfortable things. And of course, like studying and like working hard is uncomfortable for us, so we will avoid it, and it's actually perfectly natural. So for example, like in the prehistoric times, not prehistoric times, but like we've sort of adapted to try and get away from things that we don't like. So maybe if you touch something hot or you hear a loud sound, your instincts sort of tell you to sort of cover your ears when you hear a loud sound, or like instantly pull your hand back when you feel something hot. And so it's sort of similar when you come across something that you don't want to do, where you'll sort of instinctively sort of just try and stop yourself from doing it. However, you have to sort of push yourself to get used to these uncomfortable things, like pushing yourself to go out and do more presentations, even when you don't feel like it, or pushing yourself out to put in 1 more hour in your homework. And that sort of, gets you used to doing those uncomfortable things, and you will sort of be able to get more used to putting in a lot of work and putting in those hours. I think overall the most important points to take away from this video are that firstly, not everything is about innate talent, and if you work hard and work persistently, you will eventually achieve your goals. And also try and like, the reason why a lot of people aren't able to do this is because they have self-limiting beliefs as well as bad habits, and they avoid uncomfortable things. So to try to break out of those usual things, and it will sort of allow you to really work hard and get better at whatever you want to be better at. Thank you for listening. I hope this helped you.